Hey guys, it's your boy Sly Lancy again, and for today's video, we're actually gonna do a very unique topic here. This topic, I don't think is gonna be a hugely popular topic, but it's a topic that I think should be talked about, especially in terms of it's why Sly Cooper is so popular. And for me, it's the characters. Easily the characters, whether it be the heroes, the villains, the neutral characters. Every character in Sly Cooper has some type of meaning or purpose that just adds to the story. And then some are pretty bland too, but you know, I may do a video on the worst Sly Cooper characters or my least favorite Sly Cooper characters, but who knows. I just know for me personally, I've always wanted to talk about my top 10 personal favorite Sly Cooper characters, and that's what we're gonna do today. So for today's video, guys, my top 10 favorite Sly Cooper characters. Now please note, this is my personal favorite Sly Cooper characters, and I'm not saying like these are the best Sly Cooper characters, but this is just my personal list. And as always, I love to see you guys' opinions and your guys' personal list of favorite characters too. It's characters that either you love, characters that are underrated in your eyes, or characters that you absolutely hate and despise. Everything's fair game. So, yeah. So if you guys are ready for today's video, a surprise video actually, because I know most people wasn't expecting this one today. But yeah, if you guys are ready, let's get to this topic. Number 10. Mugshot. First appearance, Sly 1. Mugshot is an absolutely funny character, a combination of brawn but idiocy, but at the same time, it's those brawn idiotic characters that always, for some reason, are the funniest to me. But, because, we have plenty of those throughout the series with John Bassan and Murray, but for some reason, Mugshot I just love a lot, and he makes me laugh every time I see him on screen. He's one of the best Sly Cooper villains in the entire series, and every time I see him come back, it warms my heart because it just brings so much nostalgia to me. And I would love to see Mugshot come back in any future Sly Cooper content. He's just that incredible to me as a character, and I think a character that a lot of people should really look into a lot more if you haven't played this game a lot like that. But yeah. Mugshot is number 10 on this list because he's funny, he's a strong dude, and also his area, Mesa City, is one of the best areas in the entire franchise. And plus, seeing him in Sly 3 with the dog fights and then the animated short in Sly 4, and this dude is just a character that I'll always be happy to see whenever he returns. Number 9. The Panda King. First appearance, Sly 1. Panda King is what you call a tragic character in my eyes. To me, I don't think he's really a bad guy. Yes, he was one of the bad guys we had to face in Sly 1, but in Sly 3, they add a lot more depth to his character that I think that more than meets the eye, in my opinion. And I know I've watched a bunch of theory videos over the years, and if I can find this video that this one YouTuber did, I'll put a link in either the comment section or the description down below. But he was basically saying that Panda King may be a tragic character, and he may have been a character who probably didn't do what he wanted to do, but was forced into it by Clockwood. And to me, I think that's a really great theory to have, that Panda King was forced by Clockwood to do what he did. Because other than that, I really just do not see, Panda King just willing to help Sly Cooper, who's someone who ruined his life, because they both ruined each other's lives in one way or the other. So to see both of them work together so quickly as they did in Sly 3, it may have been a crazy story plot for a lot of die-hard Sly fans, but I know I loved it because again, it really made me love Panda King a lot, and it just showed that, even the best villains or the darkest villains have the darkest past to them. So, but yeah, the fact that, Panda King wants to save his beloved daughter Jane King just shows that maybe, just maybe, he didn't want to kill Sly's family. He just wanted to, he was just forced into it by Clockwood, or maybe there was, I don't know. We don't know, This is interesting stuff that I always feel that the developers can go into whenever they talk about Sly Cooper. So, But that's just my personal take, But as in the number 9 spot is Panda King because there's a lot of depth to his character that I really love. He's not just he's not just another another baddie that we just face throughout the series. He has a lot more depth to him. And the fact that he helped us in so many ways during the China mission in Sly 3 just shows how much this man's grown over the years and why I will always love him. Number 8. Clockwood. First appearance, Sly 1. The greatest Sly Cooper villain of all time. It's no debate. It's no contest. We all know Clockwood is Sly's greatest villain ever. So, but why does he rank number 8 on this list? Well, for starters, the man is cold-hearted and cold-blooded. But much like Panda King, there's a backstory to him that could literally be explored so much if the developers ever want to take that time to go into his backstory. It's so crazy to me how like this man, this man that we all thought, well, I'm not even a man, a bird that we all thought was just purely evil may have some type of backstory to him. And I actually Again, for those that want to hear it or want to see it, I have a comic book series that I was working on for Sly Cooper called The Master Thief's End. If you guys want me to go into more depth about it, I'll talk about it, but I'm not going to do it if nobody wants to hear about it. But again, so yeah, but Clockwood, I think there's a lot more to Clockwood that could be explored if the developers ever want to go into it. But yeah. So, aside from that, he's cold-hearted, he's ruthless, and the fact that we see him come back in Sly 2, just, it makes Sly 2 much, much better. And though I have a theory that maybe the story to Sly 2 and Sly 3 should have been swapped in a way. I mean, I think it could have been swapped in a way, so that way the trilogy would have been more cohesive like that, but I'm not sure, actually. You could argue to the end about that, but yeah, no, Clockwood's a cold-blooded evil dude, and the fact that, his artifacts become very priceless to another gang, aka the Claw Gang in Sly 2, and then they try to use his parts for their own evil schemes, before the true mastermind behind Sly 2, Arpeggio, tries to steal all the parts, just so he can have immortality with Clockwood once again. It's just absolutely insane. So, this robotic bird, he's definitely, he may be gone, but we all know he's not forgotten. And even though most of his parts got destroyed, because in Sly 4, the Clockwood eye apparently remained intact. The only thing left from that bird. He's never gonna go away. So, as far as I'm concerned, guys, Clockwood is easily in the top 10 for me, because he's never gonna go away. It's like he told Sly, Cooper, you will never be rid of me. Number 7. Penelope from Sly 3. Okay, this one hurts. I'm gonna be honest, this one really hurts. Especially because in Sly 3, she was our ally. And then in Sly 4, they retconned all of that. So it's like, Penelope is a very, very hard one to pick, but I do consider her one of the main characters throughout this entire series, because to me, it's like the perfect trifecta for the men and the women in the series. You have, for the trifecta of men, you have Sly, Bentley, and Murray, and then the trifecta of women is Carmelita, Nila, and then Penelope. It's always been like that in my eyes. So, and it kind of sucks because Penelope basically just became the new Nila in Sly 4. So it's just crazy how all of this is going about, But again, it's like I can't even describe or explain, how I feel about this whole situation with Penelope. It's like the idea of her turning bad does kind of make sense for her character, but at the same time, they just did it so suddenly and without no build up as to why she did it. It just comes off as like a rush tactic to make the game more interesting. So it's really hard for me to figure out what I want to do with Penelope in terms of whether she's one of my favorite characters or one of my least favorite characters. But the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, you know, what she did in Sly 3 to help us definitely will always remain in my eyes. And to me, I don't think Penelope is truly a bad person. I think if the developers ever go back to this series, they would have her redeem herself. But they would have her redeem herself in a way that, you know, only she could. And I'll go into that theory in another video if you guys want it. But yeah. So, as far as I'm concerned, Penelope, she's going to take the number 7 spot on this list, mainly because she is one of the more important Sly Cooper characters in the entire franchise, and one of the big faces of it too. Okay, we got number 6, and okay, screw it. Oh, let's dance! You damn right it's Dimitri at number 6. You know Dimitri was always going to make this top 10 list, guys. He's easily one of the best characters in Sly Cooper. Now, unfortunately, he doesn't make the top 5, which I know may shock and even make a lot of you angry, but the reason why he's not top 5 is because of the other 5 that I have on this list. And I know, I feel so bad he's not in the top 5, but I absolutely love Dimitri's character, guys. He's so swift, he's so cool. You know, maybe not as cool as Sly Cooper himself, but he's definitely a cool dude, man. You know, between his appearance in Sly 2 with the nightclub, and then returning in Sly 3 to help us out with the Cooper vault, and then returning in Sly 4, not as a playable character, but just someone who helps us throughout the story. You know, again, it's just, I absolutely love everything that Dimitri represents and stands for in this entire series. You know, he's definitely the best comic relief, or like, you know, comic cool type of character. And it's just, and I'll never understand anybody who hates this dude for whatever reason. I just don't think you can really hate this guy like that. I mean, I get, like, his personality could be over the top, but I just think it's over the top in the right way, not the wrong way. So, Dimitri deserves his placement in this list for obvious reasons, and I mean very, very obvious reasons. Now, show your bling and let me shine you. Number 5. The Murray. First appearance, Sly 1. Of all the main characters in Sly, Murray's probably my least favorite of the main characters, but that doesn't change the fact that I still don't love this dude. This dude's been through a lot in his life and time with the Cooper gang. Between losing his van, accidentally having Bentley crippled, even though I still don't believe it's entirely his fault, you know, then going through another weird period where he felt like he was useless to the team in Sly 4. You know, this dude's been through a lot in his life, but to see him overcome every single one of those major tragedies that he's had just shows how strong this dude's mental strength is, and how he's not willing to give up that easily. I mean, yeah, he did quit the gang between Sly 2 into Sly 3 in that Sly 2 issue 2 comic, but, you know, he did it because he wanted to take a break and find himself once again. You know, so to me personally, Murray's definitely one of the best characters in the entire series. He doesn't get as much love as a lot of the other Sly characters, but you know, that doesn't change anything about him. The man is absolutely incredible to me. So, for anybody out there, I definitely think Murray should be in your top 5 somewhere. I definitely think so. If we're doing like just a purely best Sly Cooper characters, Murray has to be in your top 5 somewhere. He may not be as cool as Sly or as intelligent as a Bentley, but this dude to me is low-key the heart and soul of the group, because he's the one who helps them get out of the most trouble and is always the one being the most energetic of the group. Number 4. Carmelita Fox. First appearance, Sly 1. Okay, so it's obvious. Okay, let's just get this out the way. Carmelita's probably the most popular woman in Sly 1 for obvious reasons, and then other reasons, I'm not gonna say which reasons, but I think most fans know what that other reason is. So, but yeah, Carmelita Fox, she's easily another great character in this series. I mean, she definitely can be very, very annoying for a lot of people because they feel that she's always getting in the way of the Cooper Gang's plans, and she never really like understood what the Cooper Gang actually represented. But I don't think that's entirely her fault, though. It's just the way that, because her and Cooper are on the opposite sides of the law, so it's not like it's gonna work out like that. So I just know for me personally, everything involving Carmelita, it's more so for comedic purposes and the love triangle, and not the love triangle. Sorry guys, this is what happens when you work on too many videos at once. But yeah, her low-key like love relationship, the whole unrequited love relationship between her and Sly Cooper, it's just crazy to think about. But to me, Carmelita has a lot going for her character, and I think her history does need a bit of looking into, and I would even say deserves like a side mission in the story, or maybe her own separate game or something, where we go into Carmelita's backstory about why she became enthralled in the whole business. I know we have the comics, but I truly think that maybe a video game could help explore that even more. So again, there's so much potential that we can do with Sly Cooper. It just sucks that there isn't a developer out there willing to take up Sly Cooper yet. So as far as I'm concerned, Carmelita, she's awesome to me, and this is one of the best things about Sly 4 is that she finally gets character development in her story. That was one of the best things in Sly 4 to me. So, and other than that, and there's really nothing else I can say about Carmelita. Just don't type Rule 34. Just do not type Rule 34 with Carmelita. For the sake of your sanity, do not type it. Number 3. Nila. First appearance, Sly 2. Remember how I said back in the best Sly Cooper videos list that if I ever did a video about Nila, that, I would go into depth about why she's one of my favorite characters in this series? Well, this isn't exactly the type of video that I was expecting to do, but, my favorite Sly Cooper characters video was literally the best time to do it. So, but yeah, with Nila, oh my gosh. This woman is absolutely crazy. She's basically, this woman was basically Tanya. I don't know if anybody plays Mortal Kombat out here, but anybody who plays Mortal Kombat and plays the character Tanya, they know Tanya is the type where she'll betray anyone to get what she wants. This is basically Nila in Sly Cooper. Nila just will betray anyone, she'll dupe anyone into thinking that she's trying to help them, but she's really out for herself. And it's just crazy to me because I feel like there was so much you can do with Nila, and I just think making her a straight up villain just wasn't the answer. And it's one of the few reasons why I don't maybe not give Sly 2 as much praise as I probably should, because I truly do think that Nila should have stayed an anti-hero. I mean, yes, it made the game more interesting, but it's all basically a moot point, because at the end of the game, what happened happens. I'm not gonna say what happened, not to spoil anything. But yeah, what happens at the end with Sly 2, and it's just like, well, damn. That's it? That's all we get from Nila? It's like, again, I hate when there are video game characters that have one-offs that have a lot more potential to them. So again, there has to be more to Nila that meets the eye, that I don't think anyone's just gonna leave or something. But again, it's all a moot point. Nila is Constable Nila. She has the fact that she betrayed everyone in the game just to gain immortality for herself, and it ended up costing her own life. It was crazy to me. Even though I don't think she's truly dead, because in Sly 4, the Clockwood Eye is still intact. And knowing that Nila was inside the Clockwood Eye, or inside Clockwood's frame when she became Clockler, there again, it's not like It's not like she's truly gone forever. She could definitely come back because the Clockwood Eye is still intact in the fourth game. So, as for me personally, Constable Nila, with her backstory about how she got kicked out of college school because she kept trying to manipulate everyone to get what she wants, and how it actually earned her a spot in Interpol. It is pretty cool, and it also shows how shady Interpol actually is in the game, which I don't know if any fans really caught on to like that. But if Nila ever comes back, they could do really so much with her. So, as far as I'm concerned, I love Nila because of all the potential she has going for her. It's the same thing with Penelope, but in a more different light, because with Penelope, at least she's still in the game series in the meantime. With Nila, it's just that one-off game that really, really makes me not love Sly 2 as much as I should. So, and that's crazy because Sly 2 is the best game in the entire series, and it's still one of my favorite video games out there. But yeah, but anyway, I'm just rambling on here. Nila is easily one of my favorite characters in this entire series. Number 2. It's the OG Bentley, riding in a Bentley, actually a wheelchair, he doesn't care. Yeah, Bentley, yeah, man. Bentley is like, I said this in the past couple of videos, and apparently it caught on with it caught on with a couple of people. But yeah, the OG Bentley, man. So, the reason why I love Bentley as much as I do is because the man is literally an utter badass in his own right. Like, the man is small and frail. He started off as a small, frail turtle, and then literally by the end of the fourth game, he became like this OG OP character. And to me, it really started in Sly 2. He starts off scared, obviously, being in the field, and then later on in the game, he becomes stronger, more fearless. He won a fight between him and John Bassan, which easily should boost your confidence automatically. And then, then he got crippled by the end of the second game, and then in the third game, and he had the wheelchair. And just when you think the wheelchair is gonna slow him down, he suddenly became Dr. Octopus with the wheelchair, which was very, very crazy to me. Like, the man gained more mobility being crippled than he ever did not being crippled. And then, and how, like, his intelligence has only gotten stronger over time, and how he literally has the respect of even the most evil villain that Sly's ever had, or one of the most evil villains Sly ever had, in Dr. M. And how like he was the one who was willing to take care of the Sly Cooper line at the end of Sly 3, and then in Sly 4, how he basically made the time machine, and then everything happened. Then he had to end up going through another dark period in his life because Penelope broke his heart, and then he rose from that and then became even more of a badass. And it's just like, oh my gosh, Bentley deserves everything that he earns in this series, man. With all the struggles he's had in his life and the time with the Cooper gang, I love Bentley so much, man. And he does everything he can in his power to become more badass. He becomes a more badass version of himself than in every last appearance in the game. It's like every game, the developers are like, you guys think he's small and are scared? Okay, we'll bump him up one notch. Oh, you think he's small and frail in this game? Okay, we'll bump him up 2 notches. Okay, now we're gonna bump him up 4 notches just to prove to you guys that the smallest and quietest ones are just as scary as the big dudes. So, again, Bentley deserves everything he earns in this series, and I just feel so happy just seeing this man grow as much as he did throughout the series. And to me, he definitely had the most growth, in my opinion, right next to, I would say right next to Murray. I don't know. I'd have to decide who had the most growth in the entire series, but Bentley definitely had the most growth, in my opinion. But that doesn't make him number 1, because number 1 should be very, very obvious. But we're gonna go into honorable mentions first, guys, because we had to do honorable mentions. General Sal. Evil dude. That's all I'm saying. Tennessee Kid Cooper. The best ancestor of Sly's lineage by far. Sir Gareth Cooper. Sir Gareth Cooper is definitely a funny character to have, especially when you do the England area with him. And lastly, Don Octavio. And we're at the #1 spot on this list, which is Sly Cooper. I mean, come on. Did you really think that anybody from this franchise was going to take the #1 spot aside from the man whose name is literally named after the franchise itself? Guys, we all knew Sly Cooper was going to be #1. Regardless of how much I love Bentley and Nila and Carmelita and Murray and them, no one will ever top Sly Cooper as my personal favorite Sly Cooper favorite Sly Cooper character. No one ever will. Sly Cooper is the reason why I shaped my personality the way he did, you know, into this like cool, confident looking guy, but at the same time has a dark past. And, you know, with how Sly Cooper's inspired a lot of stories that I'm writing right now, like my Divine Home story, which I'll talk more about later, and then another character that I'll talk more about later. But again, Sly Cooper was always going to get this #1 spot. He was always going to get this #1 spot. In all honesty, I probably should have did the list without him, but I don't think it would have been fair to him, in all honesty. But yeah. Again, Sly Cooper is my favorite character because of his personality, you know, the way he moves, you know, his moveset, you know, his charisma, his cadence, you know, the fact that he's the reason why all this even happened, and how much of an impact he had on my childhood, probably even more than Spider-Man, even more than, definitely more than Waluigi and Sonic, but probably just a tad bit more than Spider-Man. I say he probably had the biggest impact on my childhood, easily. So yeah, and and that's all I can say about it. Sly Cooper is my favorite video game character, period. Video game character, period. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was my favorite Sly Cooper characters, literally. Like, those 10 specifically I love a lot, even though I have a few others that I really love in this series, but those ones are really my favorite ones in the entire series. So, I hope you guys love this video, and as for the next Sly Cooper video, we're actually going to be shaking it up a bit, actually. Mainly because I feel like I've done so many top 10 videos of Sly Cooper that I wanna start doing less top 10 videos on him and do a few more analysis videos on Sly Cooper. So what I mean by that is I want to review every single Sly Cooper game. Maybe I'll do an analysis on something in the Sly Cooper fandom, or maybe I'll even cover a few theories. The topics of Sly Cooper is going to come, guys. Don't think that I'm going to stop doing Sly Cooper just because I'm starting to do other things on my channel. Sly Cooper videos will still be coming a lot. Sly Cooper has way too much importance in my life not to be considered for a topic for a video. So please stay tuned. Next Sly Cooper video should be reviewing the first ever Sly Cooper game, guys. It should be. But just bear with me. That could change. Who knows? But again, just bear with me. The Sly Cooper videos are still going to come, guys. So just be ready for that. Along with a couple of speed drawings for Sly Cooper that I plan on doing too. And maybe I'll talk about the stories that I had planned for this comic series that I wanted to do with him. Again, if I get enough support behind that one in particular, then I'll definitely talk about it. But yeah. So I hope you guys like this video, and I hope you guys will be ready for the reviews that are coming. And aside from that, guys, it's your boy Sly Lancy, and I'll see you guys in the next video that I do.